Oh, man. Dad, I didn't even tell him to do this. How do you feel about Pink Floyd bringing us back in from the break into your interview?
It brings it back to 1977. The Salo Foosh Tarpon, state champ. We ran 2 tight ends, T backfield, T formation. We had about 12 running plays, 5 pass plays. Coach O's on the line. And I'm doing cross bucks. I'm doing bellies. We doing student body right, student body left, do a little play action. And all of a sudden you might play a team that's faster than you. But like Coach Ralph Perry would say, well, if they don't have the ball, they can't score. I don't care how fast they are. And we can't turn it over. And we'd have 14-play drives and 15-play drives in high school that would last over a quarter.
Wow.
And all of a sudden you play and you're winning 7-0. The other team says, we're in the second quarter. We didn't even touch the ball yet.
Yeah.
And so we were the machine. We all embraced Pink Floyd. Welcome to the machine. You know what else was a machine? How about this? How about Sean Payton and Drew Brees? The machine ain't there no more, though.
No.
Now, this is NFL history. This is not an opinion. Do you know Sean Payton and the Saints ranked first in NFL history in both points per game and yards gained per game?
Damn.
Right at 28 points a game and right under 400 yards a game. And they did that. Think about this. And even without 1 year with Drew Brees, even with the down year offensively, 16 years. So you look at that average, they're number 1 in NFL history. So I don't know if we're going to machine no more in New Orleans. And so I don't know about it. Hopefully we can handle it this decade, but I'm kind of concerned right now.
Yeah, I remember my dad on my 9-year-old Duluth Wildcat football team explaining the concept to me of Pink Floyd and the machine and how the offense, that's how it should feel. Well, okay, let's start then with Sean Payton. We'll clown on Eli Apple obviously later, but I don't know, man. How worried are you, right? Because the big fear here is returning to the dark ages, which, like, granted, the teams that you were on, teams that won the West, that had the Dome Patrol, that was the only other kind of glimmer of success almost in all of Saints history. Do you think the Saints are doomed to return to where they were pre-Payton?
No, because the defense is too good. I think they have a championship defense. They got a championship special teams. They have a top 5 defense and top 5 special teams. So, come on, can the offense be middle of the pack? I don't know. I don't think no one quarterbacks are tracked to come here now. So can Jameis Winston, the combination Jameis Winston and Taysom Hill work out? But I don't think we're going. It's more like, you know what it is? You're not as good as the fans want you to be, but you're not as bad as they think you are. In other words, it's not now you're playing 17 games. It's not like we're going 6-11 or you're going 5-12. It's more like sing, song, and dance. Kind of like 8-9, 9-8. So then when that happens, that just frustrates everyone. Now, can you get to double-digit wins? It's not much different. Can you get to 10 wins? So I think that's where we're at right now as far as the Saints.
What about this? Do you think you should sign, Dennis Allen to be your next head coach after going through the interview process, keep a lot of people in the same place, or do you think maybe the Saints should hit a little bit of a reset? Not a rebuild because of the things you just talked about, having the top defense, top special teams, maybe just reset it with a new head coach and bring in some new life. What do you think the Saints will decide to do?
Well, I think the culture that Sean Payton has built, it's not by accident that the Saints are relevant and players wanting to come here in free agency. A small market like New Orleans just wanting to come play for the Saints. It's because of the culture. And I think you keep that culture in the building if Dennis Allen was the coach. I know the Mario Davis and all the players, they respect Dennis Allen. And you can kind of see his mannerisms. He was very commanding, even though it was a 9-0 game against Tampa Bay. And I think the trust factor was in the building. Even Pete Carmichael could call plays. Now, I don't know. I guess you could be an offensive coordinator and still be an introvert as long as you call in the right plays. But Pete Carmichael, it's like watching paint dry. I mean, he can never be a head coach. And he has an unbelievable ability. But if you remember the Bounty Gate year in 2012, the Saints had the number one offense in the NFL, and Pete Carmichael was calling the plays throughout the season. Now you had Drew Brees, but he still was calling the plays. And I never forget, they scored. It was against the Colts. They scored 60-some points one time. I was buddies with Bill Pullian going back to USFL days. You know, he goes from the Bills to the Colts. I was in the press box with him. He was so embarrassed. He wouldn't even acknowledge and talk to me. And he just like was an old man just walking away like, what? I'm like, I know he recognized he was that humiliated about the Saints just. It was like 60-some to 7. The Saints just crushed them. That was after, post Peyton Manning, leaving and stuff. But yeah, I just hope right now that, Sean Payton has so much success that he wants to stay like John Madden, stay in the TV booth, or even like Gruden, stay for at least, half a dozen years but then if you get paid, like if all of a sudden Jerry Jones comes to calling $100 million contract, that'd be the Who Dat Nation's worst nightmare. I would rather him go. Can you imagine Sean Payton, because he's flamboyant enough, Sean Payton in Las Vegas to coach the Raiders and bring a Super Bowl there? Or how about if you want a young stud quarterback, and I think Jacob would appreciate this, how about Sean Payton in Los Angeles? His daughter lives in California with the Chargers.
No,
and Justin Herbert is Sean Payton.
Yeah, Jake is very happy right now as he's holding up his Chargers mini helmet.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, wait. So, yeah, what would your message to the people be as the founding father of the Who Dat Nation if the Cowgirls' nightmare came true?
Well, we got a dog cuss Sean Payton. And you know how much I love Sean Payton. And people will be like, oh, hey, Bear, what about you? You go from the Saints to the Falcons. Yeah, but the Saints didn't want me anymore. What the hell? I'm not going to retire. I was only 33 years of age, but I'm just going to quit. And then all of a sudden, Sean Payton, that's a different scenario.
Yeah.
Look, we want Sean Payton.
Yeah.
We want him.
Yeah.
And so you see, that's different. There's a lot of other places that he could go and still have the mystique of the Cowgirls, America's team, or the Who Dat Nation. Listen, Who Dat Nation, we are the world's team. We're universal. The Saints are universal. It's not just America. Well, we worldwide. And now I sound like a championship wrestler. But anyway,
yeah.
Hey, when you look at the teams and the young quarterbacks, I think that's what you're going to tell me. Okay, there's no way. If Justin Herbert or that type of individual, so they just say older guys, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, was quarterback in the Saints right now. There's no way in hell Sean Payton retires.
I know.
I'm just going to go do something else. No, because he's trying to be realistic. It's like, what? And he knows, I think, that Jameis Winston or Taysom, they're not winning no Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Then I'll have that opportunity, to get the NFC Championship. Like best case scenario, if they beat, let's say the Giants or the Falcons, they would have took care of business. And, you can't, you're going to have one of those, clunkers, during the season. But let's say they got the 10 wins and you're in the playoffs. Sean really thinks that would be the top. They could not get better than that. And I think that's why he decided to go in a different direction. You have to realize, too, 16 years in one place.
Long time, man.
Is a long time. When you look at like Vince Lombardi, the Super Bowl trophy's named after him. You know how long he lasted in Green Bay?
No.
9 years.
Wow.
Okay, you look at the West Coast offense. He was probably the first offensive mind called a genius, Bill Walsh. He lasted 10 years in San Francisco. So I'm telling you, 16 years is a long time. Recently, the only guy, T-Bob, you know him. When you went to the Rams in 2012, Jeff Fisher.
A legend.
Jeff Fisher was with the Houston Oilers and Tennessee Titans for 17 years. The reason why he lasted that long, remember, he was part of the transition to try and have stability from the Oilers going to Tennessee. And then they went to the Super Bowl that I took you and Bo to.
It was awesome.
Remember, they ended up losing to the Rams. But he lasted there 17 years. So it's hard. You just don't see. I mean, the bottom line when you look at this, I got this from Jeff Duncan. The average tenure for an NFL head coach, you know what it is? It's not even 3.5 years. 3.2 years.
Wow.
The average tenure for the 9 Saints head coaches before Sean Payton, 4.3. And I want to say like more lasted, I want to say 10, 11, something like that. So no, he just say, look, 6, 7, 8 coaches get fired every year. That's why Sean can go do TV, whatever. But you know what's the one thing about TV versus like coaching? 2 things. Stress, the stress level, and the working hours.
Yeah.
You only got to put in about 25, 30%. You're going to be the best, like a Tony Romo or Troy Aikman or something like that, compared to what you would as a head coach, and you get paid the same money.
Yeah.
Look at Tony Romo's getting $17 million
Yeah.
to do TV. Look at Troy Aikman. He says, man, when Tony Romo's getting all that money, now Amazon's coming to call him maybe Thursday night. And Sean knows this. Sean right now is looking at his contract. Man, I can make the same amount of money and not going to be all stressed out.
Makes
Because
sense.
this season took a toll. Between the hurricane, if you look at everything, between the injuries and the constant thing about COVID and all, and the Saints were losing these close games that he didn't have Drew Brees to lean upon, no, I think that got to Sean a little bit.
Well,
He
okay,
even said he got happy.
Hold on,
Go
hold on.
ahead.
I got to jump in here because we got a couple minutes left, and I got to get your thoughts on this. Let the off-the-bench listening audience know what was your reaction to Eli Apple's comments on New Orleans earlier this week?
Well, I mean, he's that desperate. I mean, he's a professional football player. He finally made a play. I mean, come on, a blind squirrel will get a nut every now and then. So, and look who he was guarding. Okay, he wasn't going guarding Tyreek Hill. Okay, let's see what he does on Tyreek Hill. He better have some help. And so when Eli talking smack, let me tell you, CD Deuce, what did Chauncey Gardner-Johnson say? Man, you better be like, basically, you better be quiet, you pillow. You know, he's soft as cotton. Listen, what happened, Eli Apple? His mom needs to take his phone away from him.
Oh, man. Yeah, I think who was he guarding? That's actually a great question. It wasn't
We don't
Julio.
even
It wasn't
know. Yeah, we heard the
AJ.
receiver. It was the journeyman, probably the fourth guy on the tight.
Okay, give me. We got a minute left here. Give me 2 winners. Who are we going to see in the Super Bowl?
God, I'm hoping for Joe Burrow.
Oh, yeah.
I think that'd be awesome. But I don't know. It's hard to bet against Pat Mahomes. I don't know. Right now, I'm kind of take the points, I guess.
Wait, how about this? How would you be feeling if you were Josh Allen after that game last week?
Well, he couldn't do anything more. I mean, the Bills defense supposed to have the number 1 defense. Well, what in the hell are y'all doing? I mean, 13 seconds. I don't know, strategy. You could squib it, maybe lose 2 or 3 seconds there. Sean Payton pays attention to detail like that. I don't know if the Bills did that, but anyway, I'm going to go Joe Burrow, just be a homer and shock the world, because I think the NFL would be fine. The only one they don't want in the Super Bowl is the 49ers and Jimmy G. They want the sexy quarterback.
Yeah.
They want Matthew Stafford, Pat Mahomes, or Matthew Stafford and Joe Burrow. They don't want Jimmy G. But watch out for the 49ers. Hey, they're the machine. When they're running the ball downhill, they'll freaking punch you in the mouth.
That's true.
And the Rams know that. Listen, Aaron Donald's a badass, but I know he knows he has to pack a lunch when he's playing against the 49ers, because he can't just pin his ears back and pass rush. But, hey, that's kind of in the Rams' head, though. But can the 49ers beat the Rams 7 times in a row? Think about that.
What?
The last 6 games, the
What?
49ers have put it to the Rams. And we hated the Saints fans. I can remember all of a sudden I'm watching the Saints Falcons game. It's 7-6. I'm like, come on, Saints, you got to take care of this game. The Rams are winning 17-0.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I go, the Saints took care of business. What are you doing, Rams? The 49ers came back. Look, even when they were down 17-0, the 49ers didn't get away from the game plan. They still kept running. And so I'm intrigued with that game to see. I like Matthew Stafford. So hopefully maybe he can get over the hump. And the NFL would love this. The Rams to be in the Super Bowl. They hosted it in U Stadium. Kind of, similar what Tampa Bay did last year.
Yeah,
but
I forgot.
I think they probably would want the Rams, Chiefs, but they can handle the Rams and Bengals.
All right. Well, Dad, thank you so much. Always great. The Cajun Cannon, Founding Father of Who Dat Nation. Take it easy, man. We'll talk to you later.
Okay, just watch. They're going to pick on Eli
I'm gonna
Apple.
go.
I'm telling you right now.
Okay, we got to go. We're going to go. We'll do the show next. We're off the